and welcome to Polly's Talking Poo. And I'll probably have to get you to maybe readjust the camera because this is not the most comfortablest way to be slumped whilst recording. I feel a bit like Stephen Hawkins or thingy from My Left Foot. Wouldn't mind pressing pause. Right, whilst we wait for my wife to stop, we'll have a musical interlude.
I'm ready.
Oh, hey, chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, we love you. Hey, oh, I thought you were starting. Hey, ho, chitty chitty bang 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 bang. Alright. So, this week's been pretty all over the shop in terms of just stuff that's been going on. Kind of on a personal thing, all sorts of not good personal stuff's going on. Sort of work related. On a private, personal, no. How do I classify it? Basically on the toy kind of side of it, which is the bit everyone kind of tunes in and is the most interested in, I would assume anyway. It's pretty awesome, and the social side of that is also been pretty cool too. So I'm just going to finish off my last sweetie, and I think it's supposed to be an E. So right, went to a car boot. Had a bit of a chew on getting there. Got there, and when we got there, pretty much everyone was leaving, and it was like, oh no, what's going on? So went round. Very few sort of things in the way of toys, but there was sort of a woman selling some of their old kids' stuff. It was like priced up at £1 each, and this was stuff that was fairly kicked around the shop type of thing. So because she was kind of packing away, I was like, well, you know, I'm not paying £1 and stuff, so I'll do 2 for £1. So I was like, well, the bear needs to go to the toilet. So on the way back out, so I said, well, come on, we'll pop back over. So having a look through the box and stuff, rummaged through and picked out Marvel Legends Green Goblin. Or is it the Spider-Man Legends one? Can't remember now. A couple of Power Rangers. Lightspeed Rescue 1, a Mystic Force, and a SPD SWAT. This Raphael from the 2006 movie. He's kind of bashed up, but pretty cool. I wish the helmet was running off, that'd be pretty cool. And finally, this Ghostbusters Deuced. Which name I can't remember. But this, for about 2 days, the band has just been playing with this. Picking out the eyeball, kind of like playing like that. This is its own character, this is its own character, that one conversations with each other. Stringing it around like it's a nunchuck, you know, all that good stuff. So, you know, what I would say is a toy, a classic toy or a well-made toy is good no matter how old it is. So the fact that this is kind of from like 86 or 87, and the fact that he loves it in the same way that he would any modern toy that he would get his hands on says a lot about this is a toy, in my eyes anyway. So I kind of grabbed all them, put them on the table and said, how much do you want then? And they went, £2. So I was like, 6 figures for £2? Happy with that. The other thing I had that I was nearly walking away and saw was this box full of kind of cards. So I said, well, what cards is in? Because the bin bot thing wasn't sure at the time. And I'm like, oh, it's bin bots. I think there's only 3 from the set missing type of thing. And I was like, how much were you thinking? And they were like, ooh, about £7. And I was like, nah, I was thinking more like £2. Oh, well, you know, they come in packs of 5, 75 pence for 5, and oh, there's about 50 quid's worth in there. Well, how much then? £3. Will you take £2.50? I get on. So £2.50 for hundreds of bin box cards. There was deadly 60s in there and all sorts of other bits and pieces. So a £4.50 car boot haul. I was happy enough for that. So that's how I started off the week. The other day was the mini Northern Meat, and it kind of nearly didn't happen, but unfortunately, you know, everyone's got life commitments. You know, people can't just go, oh, I'm going out for the day, I'm the lash. And I've been trying to kind of get something organised and arranged for probably about 2 months. So I kind of tried to get everything pinned down and all the rest of it. But basically what happened was Stu unfortunately wasn't able to come, which I was gutted like because Stu's class. Got a lot of time for the Mighty Grimlock, and I still have something I want to do with Stu when I next physically see him. So that'll be a surprise for Stu, no doubt. Yes. And Dave, obviously Dave's class got a lot of time for Dave as well, so it's always fun to see Dave. And Luke is an absolute freaking legend. Anybody who's had anything to do with him, you know, has got nothing but good stuff to say about the guy, and it's all well deserved as well. So I had a few bits for Dave, and he'd done a deal where he kind of swapped his guitar for a load of Transformers, and in the box or bag of the Transformers was these McDonald's toys, and I was like, mate, I need them. Like, seriously, like, I'll give you some stuff for them. And he's like, wait, they're yours, man? So, these are so cool. There's one in particular that I was like really, really, really after. But I'll show you which ones I got. I've got this one, I've got the Big Mac. There's a couple of them that are the vintage 87 ones, and then most of them are like the 1990 ones. You got the milkshake dragony thing. The sort of I'm going to assume it's some kind of sheep fries, and the vintage other fry one, and the crocodile. Is that a McChicken sandwich? I think that's how they used to look, isn't it? But they're longer than that. Is that a McChicken sandwich? No. Bit of fish. I don't know. I'll Google it. And then the quarter pound of cheese. So those are really, really cool. The other thing he also had was some, like, he had a load of rock lords. I just sort of said, well, you know, if you're looking for cash for your wedding, mate, just sell what you can, and then whatever's left over, I'm quite happy to have. Which this was one of them. Was awesome. This guy with two Fiases, and this one, which is possibly my favourite rock lord ever. That was called Tombstone, I think. But the thing that I was really after was this one, which is it's the quarter pounder with cheese. Now, many years ago, when these kind of came out, I was popping around to see a friend of mine, not on from, and as I walked past a house a couple of doors from me, there was a kid who I'd seen kicking about and stuff, but never really kind of had much to do with him. And he was sat on his porch, and he had this. And me being a sort of toy connoisseur or kind of nut, I kind of was like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. Let's have a look at that type of thing. And kind of started talking to him through obviously the fact that he had a toy that I quite liked the look of and wanted to have a look at it and stuff. I remember kind of thinking it was like, and he was telling us like, oh, it's the crap, you know, they're not very good these. And I was like, no, it's cool, that man, look, it's even got arm articulation, look, and he's got this really funny, cool face, and we're creating a character for him. And like by the end of like talking to this kid, he absolutely loved this figure, and I think for a while I kind of ended up getting swapping it off him for a bit and stuff, and our friendship kind of grew from that. So that kind of takes me back, like any of the kind of retro kind of toys and things that I like, you know, the time capsules, and this is a really like special one in for that. But the fact that obviously I got it off my other now mate Dave, like again, it's like got double kind of. So now this kind of reminds us of Dave as well. So that's quite nice that you kind of have a dual purpose memory with one toy. So I'll be interested to see what other things I can attach to it. So thank you, Dave. Very much appreciate all of the muck goodness. So got talked to Luke. Sat down at Jay's Coliseum Rex. R-E-G, yeah. Coliseum Rex is still going, by the way, just because I don't necessarily feature it on my channel anymore. Doesn't mean like anything bad. It's just basically I'm busy, Jay's busy, and you know, we don't get to socialise as much as I'd like. But we popped in to see Jay, which was really cool, and Luke kind of basically said, I've got some bits and pieces for you. So I'll show you what he gave us. He gave us this Lego pen. He also gave me this Yoda pen, which, to be fair, like, I think that's an absolutely amazing head sculpt on that pen. Like, as far as pens go, that has got a fantastic face sculpt. Comes with a stand too, so you can stick it in. So that's really, really cool. Also give me some Star Wars money. These coins, God knows what they're from, but they're pretty cool. Different characters on there, like Luke and all that. And then he says, like, oh, I'm going to test your toy knowledge, watch these off. So obviously feet. I was thinking there must be some kind of egg thing. They say the Hot Toys, which is pretty cool, because this is like my first Hot Toys I've ever had. It's off these Get Russian Doll ones. Look at them, man. How cool are these? Like, that's awesome. Absolutely amazing. So, they're really cool. Inside of Luke, you get a, is it an A wing or B wing? And then this one. So, different pilots all in there together. And a spare piece to go with the Star Wars pen. And this, pretty cool, so I kind of want to open up and build up. Episode 1. Snap Fast set. So, back when everything was episode 1 and all groovy. So, I was quite happy with that, because normally Luke, you know, brings me something epically, like, blows me socks off, like, I can't believe he's just done that type of thing. Now, he'd already given Dave a Takara Transformer, so I kind of figured, well, that was the big boom. And Dave kind of had to go to work, having met Luke for about 15 minutes. Totally kind of like in shock, which Dave, I know you're paying, I've been there, I know exactly what it's like. And that's just what Luke's like, he's class. So, he's like, there you go mate, and he went, well, now that I've got all of the junk stuff, like out the way, here you go. Bear in mind, I didn't class I was junk, I was actually quite chuffed with that stuff. Boom, dumped that in me, and I'm like, what? Like, seriously, like a Masters of the Universe classic figure, like, holy poo. Wow. Now, obviously, this one doesn't tell you who's inside, like, often they'll have, like, who's in. So, obviously, you had to open it up to find out, didn't I? And if you follow my Facebook, you will know who it is. Only the man himself, hey man, like what? Oh, so can't wait to get this out of the packet. I don't know, I think, to me, the whole, just seeing He-Man, like this in the original vintage figure, just, it does many a thing to my mind. It takes me back to being about 5-year-old. So, obviously I was really blown away with that, like, wow, like, so then, like, Luke's going, like, for the next one you have to shoot your eyes. I'm thinking, hold on, what do you mean next one? Like, what are you talking about? Like, seriously, like, this is too much already. So, obviously shoot my eyes, put my hands out. No peeking, I was never going to peek, but no peeking, don't peek. And then he sort of pretty much nearly broke my wrists. By tossing Battle Cat at me. It was like, what? I mean, I don't even think I'd ever even seen this in the flesh before. Never ever dreamt that this would be something that I would own. Like, what? Battle Cat! If it wasn't for the fact that the children are asleep, they would be awake if I actually expressed just how freaking, like, wow that I am about this. I have to be very, I'm normally, like, this would be 11, I'm kind of on, like, 3 at the moment, so, but, man, seriously, Luke, like, absolutely amazing. Now, I know he filmed this and the other one in their pack for his review of these that he's going to be doing, so the fact that these are the ones that's going to actually be in the video is pretty special too. So, basically, thank you very much, Luke, you are absolutely awesome. Can't wait for the next mini Northern Meat, and the next one is going to be a full ensemble cast. So, thanks for watching, guys. You know, obviously, thanks to the guys who give me this stuff too. Not so much the people at the car boot, like, but yeah, I suppose I'm quite happy with that stuff. And I will catch you all in a bit. So, ta-ra. Bye. Goodbye. I'm only doing this because I'm waiting for you to press the stop button.
Not listening.